now more than ever, people are looking for ways to make money. And you mentioned something along the lines of, at least in Austin, and I'm sure it's about the same, but it maybe changes, from county or state to state. But the whole idea of, hey, why not, if you have a little bit of space, why not take your personal garden and get on Vinder if you're in Austin right now, and maybe you can do up to $45,000, $50,000 worth of produce sales as an independent person through your application, which is, that's not chump change, $40,000 or $50,000.
No, it's not. That is a legit small business, right? That at least validates that your product is ready for expansion. It's market validation. That falls under cottage food law. And cottage food law is available in all 50 states. It's an old law. Funny thing, in the state of Minnesota, it is your state constitutional right to sell produce that is grown in your garden. But it's not just restricted to produce. It's baked goods, it's pickled goods, it's canned goods.
The lemonade stand, the cliche lemonade stand?
Not the lemonade stand. It can't be anything refrigerated. It's mainly shelf stable. The law varies state to state, so that does depend. If you are looking into it, look up your own individual state for your cottage food law. The cap that you're allowed to sell also varies state by state, and so does the products. In the state of Texas, you can sell up to $50,000 out of your home kitchen without a business license or FDA inspection. However, you do need a food handler certificate to be verified. And so that allows you to know all the food safety laws in preparation to make those goods to sell direct to consumer. But you can bake breads, you can make jams, honey, you can sell eggs, you can do pickles and kimchis. There's quite a wide variety.
I would expect and again, I don't want to demonize globalization. It's done many things for us. Looking at this awesome microphone I'm using, I mean, there's so many things, but obviously having the local option, right? It's not pro or anti-local or pro or anti-globalization, but I think there's a need for the local option. I only expect that to increase. So I think anyone listening saying, hey, and especially you may not, maybe, running a large home garden under cottage law is not your long-term goal, but if you work it as like a side business to get you through this and you work in a completely different industry while that recovers, what a great transitionary, job or project to have to bring in some additional income.
Yeah, and if gardens aren't your thing, you don't have to do a garden. You can bake bread. I mean, I know gardens, right. A lot of people, when they think about food production and they think of produce production specifically, they're like, oh man, shit, that takes a long time. It's a lot of work. I got to remember to water. I got to keep up on it. I got to weed. And most stuff can take 60 to 90 days until it fruits, and then you can harvest. Kind of a long one. You could do 30 days. You could do radishes. You could do greens. You could do things like that. A lot of that turnover, though, is mainly sold to restaurants. So, figure out, you got to know your customer base. What I would do is just start making bread. You can make it within a day, and it's super cheap. One loaf of bread might cost you 75 cents to make, but you can sell it for between $6 and $14 a loaf.
Wow.
Yeah. I only know a couple people selling bread at 14 a loaf. How many sales they're doing, they're doing them both through Vinder and other channels. So
let's say $6 or $7, right? At the lower end, still really good, great margin, especially in food. Anyone who's worked in food knows that's a very good margin. Incredible.
Local, and it's all fresh made, right?
Yeah.
And you can sit in your kitchen and have a beer and make bread and sell it, and then put some of that dough in your pocket,
Yeah, and you could get a bread machine off Amazon Prime. You have it tomorrow. You could start tomorrow and do it. And I think that's really powerful. Uber and Airbnb if you have a car or a spare bedroom, but just looking at what resources do I have right now? What can I work with and start generating some immediate capital? I think that's a really interesting thing about the Vinder platform.
And almost immediately, think about the environment. People laugh at me all the time which I'm used to, because fuck them.
Yeah.
When I tell people, like, look, they're looking for jobs, and I say bake bread. And they think that's super funny and they don't do it. I'm like, well, look at your grocery stores. There's no bread on the shelves. Bread is a staple of the diet. It's something people buy weekly. And it's very easy to make.